Yeah, what's Joe, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be checking out part 2, or my part 2, of episode 5 of campaign 2. Before I get in there, I do want to give a quick shout out to Brad, who is always leaving comments and supporting me, giving me a little bit of info here and there. And yeah, recently he let me know that the ninth anniversary of Critical Role just passed, and see what he did there? The Mighty Nine, if you will. I appreciate the puns. But anyways, yeah, let's get in there, man. Let's see what we got going on with Travis. Cause last time we checked, Travis is by himself. Everybody just left the room. So what's gonna happen?
Oh no.
I thoroughly enjoyed her accent.
Oh shit.
So, Fjord. As darkness takes your mind, dreamless like most, you await the emptiness of sleep to carry you to the day. Your sense of body fades, but your mind and the dark linger. Minutes, hours, days, time loses real sense and meaning. But you're conscious for it, and that is almost maddening in that split-second or endless stretch of experience that you're currently unable to express. And as the time passes, the air grows colder around you. The faint shimmer of shifting midnight blue, muted and distant, now showing endless depth before you, rippling.
Hmm.
You begin to flail about, your senses returning with the dropping temperature, but there is resistance to your limbs as you push in the space around you. You're sluggish. There's force. It's not air. It's water. You suddenly feel the burning pain in your lungs as your breath fights to escape you, but you hold tight. You seize and swim in desperation, choosing any direction, but the shimmering blue is directionless. There is no up, there is no down. It's just depth. Movement. The universal shadows dance as one, right to left, with a speed that pulls you along with the current. You feel yourself being jostled as it shifts again to the left to right, around behind you. You find yourself toppling head over end, eventually coming to rest again. You spiral over and over again, the darkness swallowing you, tightening around you as this kind of dance, this shape, this endless coil, this spiral around you. As the current tugs at you, battering you, you cannot fight anymore as the increased power of the current pulls on your form. You cough, and the freezing waters rush into your body, the briny taste of salt water stinging your insides. Your wincing eyes open, with the pain that clutches the interior of your chest, only to see a gargantuan mass moving through the water around you, like a massive noose closing in.
What the hell?
The pain in your chest vanishes as your breathing normalizes. Thicker than air, but breathable all the same. It feels strange, yet weirdly familiar. In that moment, yellow light bursts before you in the shape of an enormous yellow eye. An impossibly low tone rumbles through the waters around you, shaking you to the core like an organic war horn the size of a canyon. The eye narrows as the tone grows stronger. A thought enters your mind, a jumble of emotions that your brain attempts to make sense of until a word congeals into the center of your consciousness. Watching.
What the hell?
The eye just looks at you.
Look at Travis, bro.
Expectantly.
What are you?
Watching.
Watching me?
The eye kind of opens a bit and leans closer towards you. potential.
Hmm?
My potential. What are you asking of me?
Learn what?
What would you have me learn?
Learn. Grow. Provoke.
Provoke.
Consume.
Oh, nah. This seems like a malicious force. What are we talking about right now?
Learn, grow, provoke, consume. I don't understand.
Reward.
Is it just me, or is did Travis lose sight of his accent? I'm feeling like that's gonna be a theme, because didn't that happen earlier in the campaign too, where he just forgets what accent he's doing when he gets kind of like caught off guard, right?
I don't understand.
He's saying like, I don't understand, when it should be more of a southern drawl, like, I don't understand, like, you know, one of those. My accents are terrible, but you get what I'm trying to say. Reward.
A reward for this. I'm listening.
Patience. The eye closes, and the light is gone. You feel the darkness and the cold completely suffuse your entire world as the panic and solitude, the true quiet of your unconsciousness begins to take hold. At that moment, you gasp for breath and your eyes open, coughing and sputtering in the morning air. If we could have everybody else come back to the table, please.
Look at Travis is like, what the fuck? I would be like, what just happened? I don't know if like this is something that he's like aware of a little. Look at what a perfect freeze frame for. Can we just take a moment to appreciate Travis's face right there? What a smile. But yeah, I wonder if he knows like any of this, like any of what's going on here, or if this is completely new to him. Um, yeah, yeah.
Call him back in.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Keep it together, Travi.
What were those words?
Watching potential. Learn, grow, provoke, consume. We'll go over the rest later.
Okay.
Oh, come on in. Are we supposed to come back? Yes, you're supposed to come back in.
Yeah.
We're supposed to come in.
Yeah.
You are.
Everybody in?
All right.
What the hell was that, man?
Everybody back?
Everybody back.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You're fine. Everything is good.
Sure.
Just doing dandy.
Don't be
Tell us
suspicious.
if something was wrong. For sure. That was fast.
Yeah, that was much faster
You
than we
really fought.
expected.
You really fought 5 guys in an alleyway that fast?
Sometimes it doesn't take that long,
What
you know
does
what I
he
mean?
look like?
Super
What
quick.
are we doing?
You should see
So-
the other guy.
As the rest of you have already kind of come to consciousness in the morning air, kind of begun to situate your belongings and put out the embers of the fire that lasted throughout the night. Your morning belches getting out. Fjord has kind of slept in and has been ever so still in his sleep. Suddenly, without warning, he suddenly shoots up from his sleep, his eyes wide, and as he opens his mouth, begins coughing and spitting water up.
Oh.
Oh, so that's real. Like that was real water.
No, he's injured.
Ford!
Heal him.
Have I ever seen this happen to him before?
Can you speak?
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, you look it.
I'm fine.
You just spit a lot of water out and you were sleeping.
Was it a
You're fine?
Yeah, no,
Was it a bottle
Get it
water?
out, big guy.
It was like a sizable glass filled with water.
I'm gonna do something very weird. I'm going to walk over and dampen my hand on the water on his chest really quickly, and
Ew.
Okay.
What?
It's
Ew, it's probably.
it's briny and salty.
huh?
Hmm.
Why are you drinking salt water?
You don't know that.
Oh. Why are you drinking salt water?
Jeez, Fjord, that's a lot of drool.
Yeah.
Does it taste like stomach acid? Because that's gross, man.
Yeah. No, I think it was just
Only one way to find out.
reflux.
Reflux.
Oh, you're looking at his hand
Of-
like a
of
mama
course.
bird.
Just
Of
everybody
course,
have some of
Jester
what I
would.
puked up.
I
It's all
don't,
good.
but I want to make an insight check. He's
That's
talking
weird,
about
isn't it?
acid reflux.
That's
and just spit a
weird.
bunch of water out.
Yeah, make it a check.
Yeah, okay. That's that's 20.
22. Oh,
I don't think it was acid reflux.
You taste like a semen.
come on,
I
guys.
don't know. I just don't know.
Oh.
Look at Matt.
I wanna
Matt's
shake your
Matt's
hand,
done.
but at the same time,
Matt's done.
I want to smash it. It's good. I want to shake your hand, but at the same time, I want to smash it. It's good.
I've never been more proud of my wife.
Oh,
So,
That's not normal.
is there like a I've never been more proud of my wife compilation? I feel like there's got to be some things where like she makes jokes and Matt's like, "That's my girl right there."
What happened, Fjord?
Oh, it had
Shits to me.
seems like he's covering some confusion or at least trying to deflect.
I had a dream. I'm sorry. A vivid one. Just kind of shook me to my core a little bit. That's all.
A
I'll
little
be
bit,
fine.
yeah.
Really, it's not a common thing.
Why the water, though?
I don't know.
You never told me where you got that sword. Just because, you know, I saw it get a little soggy, a little drippy when we were fighting the frog thing, so, you know.
As you glance down at your sheath,
Did it? Is that something that happened that I missed? Hmm.
We were fighting the frog thing, so, you know.
as you glance down at your sheath on the ground, it is empty.
What?
Oh.
There's no falchion.
Yeah. That sword is it's a pickle.
It's a pickled
Uh-huh.
sword. You pick. Are there benefits to pickling your weapons?
It's a mystery.
Come on.
Oh, right.
He's not wrong though. It actually is a pickle. You can taste it.
Yeah, it's very salty. Yeah.
I do like pickles.
That's not bad.
Is our group going to be all about puns and that stuff? It's the lowest form of humor.
It is the top tier of humor. All right, you take that back, not.
Is it really the lowest?
Thank you, Laura.
Hey, there's some
Level
fun
3 of 3.
competitions that are get serious.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you all right, Fjord?
Yeah.
Brad knows what I'm talking about. Brad knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I feel funny. Caleb, you remember me asking you about your arcane prowess?
Yeah.
My small experience with the arcane came to me around the same time that sword did.
And how long ago was that?
Not too long ago. Very recent. Right before I met up with Jester.
Were you in the ocean?
Yeah, I was. Did a lot of merchant sailing previously.
Mm-hmm.
Had one trip that didn't go so well.
Mm-hmm.
Suffice it to say, after it was done, I found that sword.
What happened on the trip?
Yeah, you want to elaborate on that, boss?
Rough waters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did anyone die?
Yeah, I'm not real comfortable talking about it, but
What about the sword? You said you found it on the ocean. You found it in the boat you're on? You were on an island?
I found it on the shore. When I got back to land, it was just there, and I'm not super familiar with a ton of weaponry. So the sword I know, I was had some training in it, but this seemed like a unique sword. I felt like it almost called to me. I know how that sounds, but when I picked it up, it seemed like everything changed. And ever since, I've been able to do more things, been able to reach out with some of the stuff I've seen you do. That's why I'm
One,
trying to make it up to the academy. I'm trying to figure out what it is that I have.
how do you mean by that, Ford? So what? So, I mean, obviously, that thing, right, was some sort of like, you know how like Everlight is? That's like the best thing I can compare it to right now from my knowledge of like, Vox Machina and my little bit of knowledge of Critical Role Everlight, right? That obviously was like another entity like Everlight that can bestow powers upon uh Ford or Fjord. And he did say, he's been trying to get to the academy and everything. Um but I don't know if just because they seem like they're linked, right? Are they linked? Or is this something that awakened in him and then this entity came to him and was like, because it said like, oh, you have promise, right? I don't know, we'll see. Because he did say it was everything changed with the falchion too, so was he only able to do stuff like that once he took hold of the falchion? So many questions. So many questions.
DM, when I cast Detect Magic in the first game in the tavern, did that sword light up?
No.
Mm.
I don't mean to alarm any of you, really. I'm trying to be as forthright as I can.
Where is the sword right now?
Can I make it appear?
Well, you look down and it's not in the not in the sheath. You glance around, it's nowhere near you. And if you
Focus. Reach down.
he looks down at his open palm, and there is a flash of greenish blue teal energy out of his grip. And there, clutched within his grasp, you see the falchion coated in the remnants of sea floor life. You see the barnacles encrusted around the edge and up the back of the blade. You see as it begins to just drip water of the same kind that was coughed up by Ford this morning.
Oh, that's fire. Oh, that's mean. So what? So, all right. I'm gonna just make a little prediction. You don't have to tell me whether I'm right or I'm wrong, but we talk here. You know what I mean? So what I'm thinking is that during whatever happened with Fjord, right? On this whatever when he was on this boat, that the entity put that sword in front of him because he has potential, right? Of course, Fjord being drawn to it picked it up and now, uses it and obviously imbued him with some sort of power. But maybe where the sword naturally is supposed to be is on the seafloor, right? So what? So what I'm assuming, because all right, I'm assuming the boat, went under, and Fjord. Oh, was that a flashback? Him swimming was like swimming in the abyss was probably partially a flashback because when he was on this boat with these people, there's people that died. He fell into the water. He probably was gonna die too, but he found this sword, or this sword came to him. He grabbed hold of it. Maybe was able to use some sort of a spell to get himself out of the abyss, of the ocean. And maybe that's why it's he's maybe the only one that survived because he found this falchion, because he was able to utilize it, and that's why he has potential. Maybe that's when he was able to utilize a spell, and maybe, like I said, the two aren't interlinked. Like maybe him grabbing the sword enhanced his power a bit, but maybe also him having to be in that sort of like a life or death situation to awaken like some sort of a trait or his ability to use magic or spells or whatever. I'm just spitballing, but I'm just talking. We'll see what happens. But I'm assuming that's what that is. Maybe that was like some sort of a nightmare, but maybe the entity was speaking to him through this nightmare, through this flashback.
You can see why I'm a little curious about this.
That's a
Mm-hmm.
great trick.
Would you?
And maybe he didn't know that this sword was actually basically given to him by this entity until now, until he had this dream. Because maybe it didn't come to him in that moment, you know, when he first acquired the sword.
I don't even need to touch it, but would you trust me to study it for a moment?
Do you have any experience with items like this?
Well, I'm good at figuring things out. I'm clever.
I might be able to help you with that. I've read a few. He's kind of obsessed with like underwater life and mermaids, so I've read a few books.
Could we revisit that idea, perhaps? I'm sorry, the night has left me a bit shaken, and I feel like I just need a moment to kind of get my bearings, if that's all right.
Yeah, you can understand that we would be curious, but I don't want to push anybody. I mean, we've just met.
Of course not, and I don't want to make anyone feel uneasy. I'm, again, trying to be as transparent as I can. I don't quite understand. And I appreciate your patience in advance, and I make it vanish.
Your
Oh.
watch just disappears out of your grip,
When
and
he
for
says he doesn't quite understand, is he telling the truth?
I was
Would that
about
be
to
the
say, I
same
wanted
insight check or
insight
a new
check.
one?
yeah, you have to make a new one.
11.
23.
23. Do
I have been. This whole story I've just been
Yeah.
watching.
as far as you can tell, as forthright and honest as you've heard him be.
That's so disappointing. All right.
Do you think you're slowly turning into water?
Like Pirates of the Caribbean or something.
I hadn't considered that terrifying thought, but thanks. I'll just add that to the fucking list.
Yeah.
If you feel like it's happening, let us know and we'll try to catch you in a jar.
Oh, thanks, Jester.
In a jar.
Yeah.
I mean,
Unless he runs away. and
We're
we
not
go
going to
the
let
river
you
for it.
run into the dirt like a...
maybe something can happen and
Tell you what, I start sweating real hard. I'll let you know. Okay.
He's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
Has that happened to you before, by the way? The whole waking up, coughing, salt water thing?
I don't really remember.
You wouldn't have to remember that far back. You said that this all started just a few weeks ago when you made this one.
I don't really remember my dreams all that well. They kind of leave me quickly.
Mm.
I remember.
So maybe the entity has can't come to him multiple times. He just can't remember. Like really deep in his head, he like remembers maybe what was said, like the whole consume and all that stuff, right? Provoke, consume, all that. But when he wakes up, the memory is foggy. You know, like any other dream. You know how like sometimes you like have like, oh, that was like such a vivid dream. I remember it pretty well, and then just like that, you forget the most specific details, and it's just kind of like a vague, like a fog. I think that's what was going on there. And so I think that the entity has approached him before. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm guessing.
For all of mine, I don't know.
I've never seen him wake up with water all over him.
Well, excited to see what unfolds. Shall we?
If you're gonna vomit something, I mean, salt water is pretty decent. It could have been way
Of all
worse.
things,
Yeah.
it's way better than vomit.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's far superior.
Yeah.
Yeah. No doubt, no
Already
doubt.
proven to be an asset.
And we get really thirsty, we'll just come to you in the morning.
You can't drink. No, you can't. You can't do the use the salt water. It just makes you thirstier.
Dehydrated.
Regurgitated salt water.
It
Nice.
feels like you should be able to, but you can't. Yeah.
Should we get back on the road then?
If you wouldn't mind.
How is Horse doing today?
Horse.
How's Horse?
Oh,
What's his name?
Horse.
I was wondering the very same thing actually all night.
Mr.
I was
H.
wondering what we would call.
Mr. H.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he has a name, Molly.
Does the horse have a name?
The Norse had the horse.
If it did, I'll just make one up.
Norse horse.
It probably had a few names.
Yeah.
You travel and you've gone through a few horses, and
Try not to name them. We're just gonna end up eating them when they die.
too. Yeah.
Just named
so whatever name is.
His name was Winter's Crest.
Winter's
So
Crest.
if he lived that long, that was when we were gonna butcher him and eat him.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
You can rename him. It's fine.
I
He's
like
just
it. It's like a celebration.
That was the plan.
Maybe
Very
we'll just
morbid
call him
celebration.
WC.
Okay.
You were going to butcher him at Winter's Crest.
Yeah.
And that is a special treat.
Well, it means you're gonna eat meat, and then you're gonna make some jerky, and then you're gonna buy another horse with the money you make.
Interesting point too. For
should buy that then.
for most of you, Winter's Crest would have little meaning. It's largely celebrated in continents to the west, as it is specific to a historic event that did not happen in Wildmount.
But we're a carnival.
But you're a carnival, so you guys have kind of more of a vast and strange knowledge.
celebrate
of the
everything.
world. So always says Winter's Crest. It maybe
Thank you.
maybe Bo.
Have I ever read about it?
I feel like my mom saw lots
Oh,
of
I've read
visitors
so
from
many
other
books.
places.
It's possible, but just for a bit of
Thank you
information.
I feel like the snooty town that I came from would have like a Winter's Crest festival, kind of like how we have Oktoberfests out here.
Just a drinking
Even
festival.
though we do have
There you
no
go.
real
Don't really get the
business
idea.
having them. Yeah.
Right.
Just
Lots and
really
lots of
do
glurg.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
All right. As you guys look off at this conversation with the horse is currently about 30 feet off in the field, just kind of like eating grass out of the field.
If you're on the road long enough, you eat a lot of animals. You eat a lot of beasts of burden.
I wander over to the wagon and I just go and sit down and start drawing
Okay.
because I need to.
Okay.
I need to spend a little time.
I pull not over. Do you know what WC means in Zimnian?
What does it mean?
Toilet.
It's a pun.
Is it? Is it a pun?
Yeah, no.
All right. As you guys gather up,
That one flew over my head.
the fresh
If it
morning
is.
air, back into the cart,
Do some pull-ups on the tree branches.
as Bo just gets nice and
Nice.
swole for the morning.
Morning pump.
And Vasquez.
Just a little bit.
Too bad, basket.
Vasquez is a pretty good print.
Fuck yeah.
Actually, like
Hell yeah.
I think we were talking like Vasquez and Starbuck from the new Battlestar, both like good character prints for Bo. I'm like, yeah, I love that.
I don't know anything about this,
All right,
but sure.
so, as you guys bring the cart back up onto the Amber Road northward, you begin your second day trek. You guys push on for a few hours. Is it still Bo and Molly Mock keeping point?
Okay.
I don't mind.
Have both of you roll a perception check, please.
Do we have the highest perception?
Ah, I did until it bounced.
Fuck, that almost got samesies.
Same.
11.
5.
Okay.
I have decent perception too.
Calm fields.
I might be distracted looking for things that I can like pluck out of the fields.
Okay.
All right.
You push on for a few more hours. The afternoon's starting to get late. You can choose soon, when it gets dark, to set up camp again and stay another evening out in the fields, or you get a sense, looking at the map that you had procured, that if you push an extra hour or so past, you could probably make it to Allfield before the night's done.
Let's do that.
Most of us can see in the dark. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys just hunker down in the wagon, okay? You be safe.
Deal.
It must be nice.
Okay.
Can't say that.
Alrighty. So, you guys push forward, kind of pick up the pace a bit with the horse, and those of you who are on the sides of the cart, if you wish to, you can kind of jog along the side to kind of alleviate some of the burden,
Scan so well
keeping an eye out.
with my shitty vision.
course,
Okay.
of course.
The sun does eventually close towards the Sirios Mountains to the west, and night begins to fall. At this point, you do see just over the distance in the hill, as darkness comes, you can see the faint glow, a cluster of light of what appears to be a village in the distant hills. And you get the sense this is probably Allfield at the perimeter of your vision. As you continue to push forward, you've now gone into past 8 hours of continuous travel. Into that 9th hour, I would like you all to roll a Constitution saving throw, please. I'd like you all to past 8 hours of continuous travel. Into that 9th hour.
Oh, okay. So I guess after 8 hours, I guess what you have to, it starts to mess with your, I guess your health or whatever, whether mentally or physically.
You
Gotcha.
all to roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Whoa.
What?
That's because you guys are. Oh no, you're writing in the card.
I'm writing.
16.
I'm just like strong.
9. 9.
9. 9.
9 as well?
Ooh.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
So Rammstein on that side of the table.
Cookie Monster.
All right, so the 3 of you take 1 level of exhaustion.
Aw. How do we do
They
that?
take
The
what?
3 of you take 1 level of exhaustion.
Aw.
Exhaustion. That's a
How
new
do we
one.
do that in
How
here?
does that affect us?
What does that? Yeah. What does that do?
This is a good thing to look up. So essentially, for per point of exhaustion.
Go to your HP.
Oh,
I was
can
there.
add
There you go.
Scroll down.
Yep.
So yeah, so you have disadvantage on ability checks until you take a long rest to get rid of it.
Oh.
Mm.
So
Disadvantage on abilities?
yes,
Okay.
on ability checks, so like skills and things like that.
Okay.
All right, you guys are you're you're probably about a half mile away from Allfield, and it looks even at this distance a bit smaller than Trossenwald where you were. You can see the faint clusters of trees on the kind of northeastern and northeastern sides of the city. Otherwise, it's just kind of in this little pocket beneath a few hills. It's a bit podunk in size, you can gather from this distance, but it's welcoming. There's a flash of orange light in the outskirts of the town.
Did that look arcane to me?
No, it just looked like a flash.
Okay.
I mean, it could have been arcane. It's hard to tell at this
Okay,
distance. It's
yeah.
quite a ways away.
That's weird.
There's a second one. And you just faintly see what looks like the distant curl of flames beginning to spread across what appears to be a roof.
Oh.
No.
Kind of think we just watched someone commit arson, you guys.
That's not
How
really.
far away?
Let's go kick their ass.
About a
Yeah,
half
yeah,
a
let's do
mile.
Does it look like the fire is spreading at all?
I mean, as you sit here and
Yeah.
watch,
We're walking.
Yeah.
Let's
Mm.
go that direction
Yeah.
and start yelling at people.
Oh,
Full
fuck.
sprint.
okay,
Fire!
you guys begin to go into a faster jog in that direction. As you do, you can see the fire is now beginning to consume a handful of buildings. And
Oh.
the flames are beginning to flicker higher. You begin to hear in the distance this, a very, very faint, like a high-pitched yelp or some sort of a screech. It's hard to make it out at this distance. It's kind of an open field area, and it's mingling with what sounds like now dozens of voices screaming and entwining.
Of course, of course.
As
It's
you
a
can see,
fire, bro.
uncontrolled
People are
flames still
panicking.
progressing on the eastern side of the village. You can just see as you get within a few hundred feet of the western side of Allfield, people just running.
Mm-hmm.
Villagers, probably a few hundred of them, are now just running out of the town
Oh.
as you guys
Towards
begin
us
to
or away
approach.
from us?
Towards you and out into the field. So as you're approaching, they're coming in your
I'm gonna
direction.
stop one and ask what happened.
Okay, as you glance over, you see what looks to be a family of 5 halflings rushing right past you. The mother's dragging two of the younger ones by the hand, while the father is running alongside the eldest daughter, probably in her teens. The father wears like a leather cap and has like a handlebar mustache and kind of simple farm clothing. And as you shout out, he kind of makes your eye contact.
What has happened?
Oh, I don't know what happened. They started to burn the building, and these things started rushing. The city's under attack.
What things?
Big thing, dog face. I can't really. Come on, and they just keep running.
Yeah,
At this
dogs.
point, you guys can see more people
Committing
are
arson.
fleeing, and as you get closer and closer, about 100 feet outside of the city, you watch as the people, the droves of people are beginning to get, at least either the ones that are actively fleeing have made it out of the city, or in the process, the stragglers are still coming through. You see what looks to be a young human man with kind of scrappy, tattered brown hair, a bit of blood kind of dripping down his face, running before his back arches, and he falls into the grass, and you can see what looks to be an arrow protruding from his back.
Oh,
At that
shit.
point, you can see standing up from behind one of the exterior walls of the city, a humanoid creature stretching up to about 7 feet tall, muscular torso with thin, dog-like legs. You watch his extended neck with spots of fur. These ears curled upward as it has a dog-like snout to the front of it.
Oh, werewolves, dude. Dude, this is perfect. Oh, hell yeah. There we go. Look at Travis's face. Let's go. I wasn't even like realizing. Okay, so oh, wow. Okay. I remember this from the compilation I saw of Travis loving werewolves. Yes.
Dog-like snout.
This
to
is
the
from
front of
this.
it. You watch as it
Look at
leaps onto
Travis.
the back of this fallen villager, bites into the shoulder and tears a chunk out. Swallows it before it growls into the air.
Is that a were hyena?
Have we seen these things?
You
before?
have.
Yeah.
You've encountered a roving band of these on your way southward.
It's, I believe. I think they're. Well, we don't know what they're called. We just fought them. I don't know what they're called. We fought one before. We
You
fought
have to kill them?
You just hurt them until they die.
It swallows
Fair enough.
the flesh, grabs the body, and then darts back into the city, dragging the corpse of the villager that it's just killed with it rapidly.
Oh god.
That's weird.
So,
Is it a walled-in city or is it just
no,
huts here and there?
they're small, like waist-high and like shoulder-high walls that kind of are partitions here and there.
charge.
But it's largely a farming city. No, not at all.
George's like, hell yeah, I want to
Should we
fight a
get the spell?
werewolf. Travis is like,
No, he's about, well, it depends on the spells, but right now he's about 200 feet from you, and he's
Yeah,
running
Travis
into the
wants to
city. And you
fight
can
those
see
werewolves,
the flames
man.
are further in, but you can see the orange glow kind of flickering in the distance.
Fucking get
Can
in
I
there.
do like a quick scan and see if I see more?
Perception check.
Don't fuck this up. That's okay. 17.
17. In the immediate vicinity, you do not. You see more people from the village starting to run out screaming. You see a handful of crown guard kind of come out, and one of them looks wounded and is kind of to the north. Where are they coming from? And you see the two of them dart off northward into the city. What are you guys doing?
I chase after the crown guard.
Okay.
I guess
We'll go after the one that stole the guy.
we'll go after the one that stole
we-
the guy.
Oh, yeah, in that
Is this
direction.
making my spider sense tingle? Can I track them?
No.
Okay.
Like
curious.
these, you get the sense at the moment that there's no active ID that these would be considered a creature that would draw your attention.
All right.
As you guys all kind of, are you leaving the cart there on the outskirts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we leave the toilet behind and we run.
All right. As you guys go charging into the city, you're kind of pushing past fleeing villagers, and you can see some of the buildings now have been locked shut, and you can see faintly through the windows furniture being boarded up from the inside. People are just kind of hunkering down for whatever this assault is. As you enter, you see the Crown's Guard kind of went northward, but the one creature that you saw charge in went straight towards the heart. And right now you can see there's two main streets that bisect this small village. There's one that kind of goes at an angle northwest to southeast, and one that goes kind of right towards the center, west to east. And as you head towards the center, you can see the flames are more near that central square. As you guys begin to run, kind of push past a few more people, the smoke is starting to billow up, and you can see now there's embers kind of rising and then falling. It's like very faint, ashy rain of small points of reddish-orange light that begin to fall with the ash. As you turn around one of the buildings, you can see now there's one of the side walls. You can see 4 Crown's Guard all ducked down behind the wall with crossbows and longbows, all kind of back behind it. You can see one that's adorned with looks to be more ornate armor. You see a person there with what looks to be elven features, but hint at a mixed lineage. They have their helmet on the ground, showing shoulder-length blonde hair that's turned red in places from a spattering of gore. Through gritted teeth, they curse in pain as the bandages are applied to what you can see as a wound right around the midsection, the thigh area. Another soldier is in the process of wrapping it. You watch as they go, "God, you fool! Bind the wound, don't stuff it!" Goes and They pull a bolt back into the crossbow and knock it at the ready, glancing up and seeing you approach. They kind of scan past you, most of you now with kind of weapons at the ready, it seems, charging forward. You! And you suddenly have a ray of arrows, about 5 or 6, come over the wall. One of them manages to pierce the back of one of the Crown's Guard heads. And just falls and crumbles to the ground, and they all get lower again. And you hear in the distance... And the
Travis is
individual looks back
soup.
to you. Are you able-bodied?
Very.
Been told.
And you're armed?
We are.
30 gold and Knoll ear. Now get in there and help.
No.
No, 30
For
gold and
each
no
one?
ear.
How many
30 gold. So those things are called knolls? Fire.
are there out there?
Just go get them.
They give you a look like, just go!
I just don't want to get overwhelmed is all.
Not Anchester. Do you guys have ways to block arrows?
2 of them lance them and fire 2 crossbow bolts over the wall and then duck back behind. You hear what sounds like heavy smashing of wood, some more barks and gibbering just kind of echoing around the way, and you can see now flames curling up to the top of the building that you're all right next to before the small wall that bisects the entryway.
All right. I start one of my swords in the back of my neck.
We are sitting
Okay.
ducks here. What do we do, Fjord?
It's all on the other side of a wall?
Correct.
Yeah.
Let's go towards the wall.
To give you perspective now,
Push.
Oh, this'll help.
Let's go break out the map. Or not the map, break out the...
Did you leave
That's a question, isn't it?
Your water?
You know what I'm trying to
Is
say.
it gone?
Yeah.
On the table.
That's nice.
Oh, gorgeous.
Oh my gosh. Where are we?
so
You can see like the little flames they put on the rooftops. That's so cool.
Look at that flame on the side of the roof.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right. I love Dungeons and Dragons.
over in this area in the corner.
Eh,
So arrange yourself as you feel you wish to be
God.
over there on the far end of the
Wow, what
village.
a cool map.
So if you wish to, you can place yourselves where you wish or show me where you want them to go.
I would be pressed against the wall of that house.
Right here.
Well, before I run over here, I'm going to, Caleb, I'll hit you on the shoulder and say, bless you. And I'm going to give you Blessing of the Trickster just in case you want to stealth because you're squishy, you know.
Nice. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
We're with Jester.
All right.
And the enemies are just all over that direction, right?
With a little bit you've looked over to the side, you can see there's some up on the rooftops in the distance. You can see their dark figures silhouetted by flames and what looks to be other bits of light that normally fill the streets in the center of the city. Most you can see are just these up here, and you can already see a few bodies of guards and civilians that are lying on the ground, kind of carved open and not moving. You see spatters of blood, and you still hear kind of them barking and giving orders next to each other.
How far
So-
away is that? Like, are the ones on the roof? How long of a distance? is
Over
it?
here? I mean, at this distance, it's hard to say. You'd say probably in this neighborhood of about 70, 80 feet from you.
Okay.
So, you guys, I would like, if you're trying to stay out of sight, make a stealth check, please. Those of you with a point of exhaustion, you have disadvantage.
Ooh.
19. Natural 19.
Here we go.
6.
Yes.
Ooh, nice light to help with the whole
15,
fire thing.
16.
25.
14.
So,
Okay.
Do you take? Yeah. Well, I'm exhausted.
That's okay. So as a group, for the moment, you guys haven't drawn the attention. You're still right next to where there are Crown's Guard who seem to be in the process of a firefight with whatever's in this vicinity of the city. However, you may or may not make it through, for the moment, unseen. And you're not certain how many there are, but you can hear a lot of yipping and growling right around this large 2-story building that is currently engulfed in flames.
I have an idea. We need to move away from here, right, Fjord?
We do. We have to use the cover of the buildings.
All right. I think I can do something that would make them fire many of their arrows maybe at something, but not us.
Like a distraction
Should I
or a
do that? And then
decoy.
as soon as they fire their arrows, we can run?
Diversions are absolutely
Diversion.
Or
That's what it's called.
diversion.
It's a diversion. All right. So I will, may I? May I
You may.
move? Is that a thing?
may, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're stealth
I
currently.
take out a bit of fleece and repeating the words and doing the hand gestures that I've been taught.
Oh,
and
smart.
tracing, the image of a creature on the fleece. I will make a silent image of the guard who told us 30 gold a knoll, and I'm gonna have the image of that guard slowly dash across this alleyway, like that way.
Oh, that's still this little
Yes,
trick
yeah,
that Not knows is
dash,
dope.
Just sort of walk in a way that he could be easily shot.
Okay.
And are the
Interesting point of order. Not too certain of the gender of this individual.
Oh,
It's kind of fluid.
okay, great. That long-haired guard
There
individual.
you go. As their figure leaps over the wall and begins making a run towards the center area, you watch as about 4 different arrows pass through its form before one of these gnoll creatures goes lumbering forward and slashes out to it. This gnoll, interestingly enough, the other ones you see are all the one you saw before the city are, built and muscular. This one seems to be porous. With the brief bit of view you can see, there's like clumps of fur and what looks to be exposed bone, and part of its skull is just kind of pushing out of its snout with teeth, gnashing.
What
and
the
as
hell?
It tears into the illusion, kind of claws through, confused, and it kind of looks over in your direction. As you're finishing drawing your blade across your back, what normally would be cold energy suddenly flickers into this beacon of bright white light. Something clicks in your mind, and you're like, oh, I know you.
I'm preparing. How close am I to this thing?
This entity would be
The hell?
now. It would just left out of that section
Does
there.
it see us?
It does.
I'm going to use vicious mockery at it really quickly.
All right.
Can I invoke duplicity?
You may. I'm
like
giving
that
you
there.
all 1 round preparation before we roll initiative. So
yeah, I was gonna say, if you want to, we're in it.
because of
This
because
is
of
this is a fight. So anything you want to do now,
Yeah.
do it.
I mutter a few words, and my form starts to blink in and out of view, and then there is another Caleb next to me, and another Caleb next to me, shifting, blinking, flashing back and forth, and it's kind of hard to see where I am.
Okay. And is that concentration?
Yeah, it is.
All right. I'm going to put a concentration marker on you just so we remember it.
Can I also, knowing that we're probably going to be up close, danger close, I'm going to cast Armor of Agathis on myself, and you see
Okay.
the spectral frost start to harden around my armor in a shimmering light.
Okay.
All right. So that's you. That's you. You're
going to-
vicious mockery
I'm
to
going to use
that.
vicious mockery. I'm going to look at him with my eyes glowing and my sword glowing, and in infernal say, "The light comes to blind your eyes and burn your flesh."
All right.
And yeah, 1d4.
That was rolled a 13 minus 3, I believe. It's wisdom, correct?
Yeah, it's a
Wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a 10 that does not make your DC.
Yep. So takes 3 psychic damage.
All right.
I didn't even
And
notice that
he
Marisha stepped
is,
uh,
away. What the hell?
He disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Yes.
And I'm gonna use
Nice.
my bonus action. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go for it. I'm gonna activate both swords.
Okay. So you drag the other
Ooh, should I?
as your blade off of
yeah,
that.
I'm doing it.
So,
Can I use?
all right. So you've taken a total of 6 damage, and your max HP is down by 6. But you have currently the new invoked right on each blade. So keep
Can I
that in
use my
mind.
bonus action really fast
You may.
to say a little prayer to the traveler, and I'm going to cast spiritual weapon.
The hell's the traveler?
Where are you going to cast it?
I'm going to cast it right above this zombie knoll, and it's going to be in the shape of a giant, like lollipop.
Lollipop. Yes, sir. Here
Like
we
a
go, baby.
bludgeoning lollipop.
Alrighty.
Yes.
So you watch as this flash of purplish energy suddenly apparates into the air.
Laura's so
thick,
into
like,
it, too.
wooden handle that's jammed into a massive, bludgeoning, solid piece of sugary goodness.
Nice.
Old-fashioned swirly guy.
Yep. All right, and so with that, you can go. You can go ahead and make a attack with that as soon as it comes out. So make a melee spell attack, please.
Okay.
Sunshine and lollipops.
17?
17 does hit.
Nice.
Ooh, 7 radiant damage.
7 radiant damage. Nice. So as it strikes down, wham! From the creature already kind of watching its bones and its form kind of shake.
Wait, I was looking at the wrong spell. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, 1d8 plus 3. So 7 plus 3, 10.
10. Oh, that'll be enough.
Nice.
So you watch as it kind of pulls back with the infernal shouting of Molly Mock, kind of causing it to prepare itself for a lunge. As it gets low, its jaw kind of snapping open. You watch as bits of its skin kind of fall onto the ground as it does so. And right before it leaps, wham! It just smashes it into the ground and its bones go flying and scattering in every which
Nice.
direction.
Nice.
Is that one of the wearer thingies? Damn.
All right, so that's Bo. What are you doing? You all have 1 round of prep, and so right now you've gone.
I cast a spell. Can I also move?
You can move, yeah.
I would, as soon as the arrows flew by, I'm gonna dash across the alley.
Okay.
And I'm going to send my duplicate after him.
Okay. So you'll run over that way.
Yep, as far as I can go.
All right, and you send your duplicate over there as well.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And Bo.
I'm also going to use my speed to dash across. And I can move 40. Can I peek into this window and see if I can see anything in here?
Sure. Kind of easy to see in this perspective. You glance inside.
Stealthily.
All right. As you glance inside, you can just barely see around the corner. The place is tossed. It is shattered and ruined. It looks like it was once the interior of a small tavern of some kind. But the kitchen is wrecked, and you can see 2 of these gnolls are in the process of grabbing large sacks out of the kitchen and pulling them out through the front door on the opposite side of the building.
Oh.
Okay. I turn to knock. I go.
Look at 2 unicorns inside.
No, they're
They're inside the.
I would like you all now to roll initiative.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm second guessing everything.
natural 20. Whoa.
I miss
Oh
having
wait,
initiative
is this an
ability.
ability check?
Yes, so these are with disadvantage.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Oh,
That
was worse.
Oh no.
That was worse.
It was already bad.
Initiative is ability.
Yes.
Are attack rolls?
No.
Okay. Did I already ask that?
No. Don't worry though, I touched all your dice, so they're gonna roll great tonight.
Thanks.
It's the good luck.
Sam.
Alrighty. So,
Can you lick this one, and
There you go. Lick it.
25 to 20, anybody?
25 to 20.
24.
24.
Don't put it back over here. I'm gonna try it. Maybe it'll go really well with these things. It's so big.
20 to 15.
16.
16. Alrighty. 15 to 10.
9. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah.
Wow, guys. Wow.
Eesh.
10 to 5.
9.
6.
Okay, so that order.
Oof.
I want them to get a little closer anyway. They're all far.
It's all part of the plan.
It's all part. It's gonna go great.
Molly, then Jester, then Caleb.
Yeah. And not.
And
What did
not.
you get? 6. All together at last.
Alrighty. So, top of the round, as some of this has happened, the one gnoll kind of skeletal form is shattered onto the ground. Some of the other gnolls begin to look over in that direction and see a few of you over by the guards now, kind of standing up and darting over the way. They're preparing for some sort of whatever's coming. But however, first of the round is you, Bo.
I turn to Not. Hey, you wanna take these guys? You ready for this?
Yes, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna drink from my flask.
Get ready. I want them to come through this window, okay? I'm gonna go. Through the
Okay.
window. Try and get their attention.
Okay.
Right there.
Make a performance check.
So go
God, please, oh, God,
whistle?
please.
Not great. Not great at all.
3.
So the whistle has a bit of volume to it. Unfortunately, with the sound of all the breaking of furniture, them all growling at each other, and the general screams of the vicinity, it's kind of lost in the chaos. It's not necessarily a quiet atmosphere to draw a guard's attention. The
The gnolls don't seem to care much for a whistle around the window. They're more focused on grabbing and running out the front other way with whatever they're taking.
Is that like a my action or a bonus action?
I'll let that be like a bonus action. We'll say.
Bonus
I'll let
action.
that happen. Because we're waiting for something to happen.
Merciful.
Shit. Going in, and I jump through the window, and before one of them.
There's 2 of them in there. You gonna try to 2v1?
I'm gonna crack them with the staff right over there.
Okay.
The head.
With a 40-foot movement, that brings you. You're able to. Because as
Can
you.
I go in through the window?
You do. As you go through the window, because they've mostly shifted into the other room now. That's where you see them moving. They're not in the room that's closest to you. So you go jump through the window, over the mast, make your way through the living room, and you watch as they're exiting the door. So you get all the way through.
Oh, it's much closer than that.
Unfortunately, no. But you do manage to make all the way to this door there.
Oh, they're going out like the back door.
Yeah.
I thought they were going out that way.
Nope.
Okay. That's
Is that still what you want to do?
Bad disadvantage.
Of war.
Fog of war.
Yeah.
Well, here's what you do. As you rush through to go after them, as they're fleeing out the other side, you come to the doorway, and you can see there's one gnoll right in front of you that hasn't noticed you rushing behind it. It's currently throwing what looks to be a corpse of one of the villagers onto a cart that's sitting right outside of that door. That cart, which is piled up with other corpses and bags and whatever things they were robbing from the inside of this building, they've thrown onto this cart. You can now see there's 4 gnolls that are gathered around it in the process of throwing things onto it, and it looks like they're getting ready to start pushing it.
You don't want to do that by yourself.
You just darted into the doorway. What are you gonna do?
Okay, I'm going to kind of double. Can I? I can't move anymore, can I?
No, that was your move to get there.
I am going to spend a key point and do patient defense.
The hell is patient defense?
Well, as your action, you can just go into it without having to spend a key point.
Oh, really?
Because you already used your bonus action.
Oh.
So yeah, the key point allows you to do it as a bonus action, but you can just do it as an action anytime.
Oh,
Right,
gotcha.
I'll do
Okay, I see what
I'll
that
just
is.
kind of hold back and wait.
Right, so you're holding back in the doorway, and you're ready to use like the door to help defend you if it needs to. Okay, so that ends Bo's turn. It's now their turn.
Oh shit already? Oh god.
Yeah, they
They
rolled really high on the initiative.
What are we calling these things?
No.
GNOLL. GNOLL.
So, one
KNOLL.
visibly off to the side, there is.
NOLL.
Yeah, that's going to be 2 of them firing their bow. Actually, no, 3, because they watched you come out. There's 3 of them. They're going to be firing their bows at Bo.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Bo and Bo?
They all have
Bo 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 bo
disadvantage
bo
on
bo bo.
You know, she's in patient defense. She's gonna be fine.
If you know, you know. Who knows about bo 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 bo? Yeah, you let me know.
As this one fires off in the direction of your duplicitous form, as it just disappears through. That's the only thing it can visually see. And it's going to stay behind the wall. So that's 3 attacks, disadvantage against Bo.
And they all have disadvantage.
They do.
Be fine.
The first one is
This is cool.
with the long bow. That's a 15.
Miss.
Right, misses. So the first one, you watch as it just moves past you and slams into the door. The next one
I
from
immediately
this
go,
guy up here.
Whoops.
Yeah, it's a 12 and a 2. So the other one misses into the wall. This one over here is going to go ahead and fire at you. That's a 16 and a 14 plus 3 at 17.
17 is my armor class.
So the
Fire.
first 2, one hits the door, the other one you duck out of the way, and the third one comes right, and it's piercing right towards your chest. It's going to deal 1d8,
Piercing damage.
7 points of piercing damage.
Okay, I'm gonna use deflect missiles. For my
Oh right, because you got that free. Okay.
Yeah.
So as a reaction, you watch this one arrow that you
So,
can't quite duck out of the way.
Oh, that's cool as hell. How do
So
you
go
do
ahead and
that?
make the roll.
But it's not super. I'm still level 3, so it's more of like a cat swap.
Yeah, you're trying to like swat it and see if you can carry the momentum with it.
Oh.
20.
That is 7 on the dice plus 7, 14.
So you reduce the damage to 0 and you catch it.
Nice. That's
If you
fire.
want to,
Yeah.
spend a key point to throw it if you wanted.
I would do it. I would do it. I would. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell
This
yeah.
is new.
Where are you throwing it to?
At the bitch who attacked you.
Or the guy in front of you.
I'm gonna do it at the guy in front of me who's like right behind me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna catch it, and I'm gonna spin around in like a full flourish, and I'm gonna just throw it like a gambit card.
Yeah.
Nice.
Momentum as it's got.
All right, so as you grab it, you spin around and throw it. Go ahead and make the attack roll.
Man, that's badass. I hope she lands
That
this.
should be your.
What is this? I've never done this before.
I know this is new.
Yeah, what's an attack
Here we
roll?
go.
I was like staring
I may so you just make a ranged attack with it. So
Oh, just like a regular. Oh, okay. I thought this was like something that I didn't know about.
roll
Gotcha.
d20, add your dexterity modifier and your proficiency modifier. So the same as any of your other attacks.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
It counts as a monk
Okay.
weapon.
Okay. 16.
16 hits. All right, so it takes 1d8. So roll 1d8 plus 2.
4. 4 damage total.
All right, I wonder if it does it add your damage bonus to it or the original weapon, because it is your strength throwing it back. Pardon me, folks, while we're figuring out new abilities that they can use.
You make the attack with proficiency. The missile counts as a monk weapon for the
It
attack.
is your attack, so you get to add your dex bonus to it.
So
Oh,
6
nice.
total.
So 6.
Right, yeah, 6 total.
All right, so 6 points of damage. It sinks. You watch as the arrow just sinks into the chest.
That's
of
badass.
This, like thick hide armor.
I go, oh! Ooh.
The other ones that are throwing stuff under the cart hear this commotion and kind of turn around and look at you. 3 of them continue just throwing stuff on the cart faster, while the one that's immediately in front of you spins around and stands tall. You can see it now looking down at you, a full 1.5 feet, almost 2 feet taller than you. And it's going to go ahead and it grabs a spear off the side of the wall that it had leaning, and it's going to try and thrust it at you. It still has disadvantage in the attack, though, because you're in your stance. That's 12 plus 4, that's 16.
Miss.
Mm-hmm.
This one, as he goes and thrusts with the spear, kind of coming off of the adrenaline of the deflected missile, you go ahead and duck low, and then kick the spear up, which slams into the top of the door frame, completely misses you. He's now almost like stepping into the door frame, completely filling it as you're like backing up into your space, and the two of you are just kind of in this very, very intense, small, occupied block.
Oh, shit.
Did you see that?
My legs are jumping around like crazy.
These guys are going to begin pushing the cart,
I feel like a Looney Tunes
and it's
cartoon.
going to move at
Just jab.
half their movement to there. Alrighty, so this one here is going to go ahead and move up to here, right around the side of this wall. And it's going to go ahead and take its long bow and fire at you, because you're the one they can see. Disadvantage, that is 15.
Miss.
Miss.
This
Let's
one,
go.
actually, you see him about to fire, and you grab the front of the armor of the knoll and pull him in front of you, and it actually hits the back of his armor, splintering, and the smell
go,
hits you.
Excuse me for a second. Thank you.
And as you let him go, like there's this kind of thick, oily, kind of horrible liquid that's kind of matted in the fur, and the touch of it's kind of nasty. The smell itself is very kind of acrid, of rotting flesh and just mangy fur. All right, and then that's going to end all those guys there. They're pushing there. All right, that ends the Knoll's turn. Fjord, you're up.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna stop it here. We're gonna stop it right here. Sheesh. That was badass. I'm telling you, man, the whole Kung Fu monk thing. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's badass. I can't wait to see that animated. So yeah, I'm about to give my thoughts, but as always, before I do, if you're new here, leave a like, maybe even subscribe, maybe check out the Patreon, you know the vibes. But if you aren't interested in my thoughts, here we go. So yeah, this was a dope episode. We had a lot more happen here. We got to see everything that happened with Fjord and like his whole him meeting this entity, this mysterious entity. We got to learn a little bit more about the Falchion and how he came across it a little bit, you know. Definitely some intrigue there as far as that goes. And you know, then coming across his village, you know, we see these gnolls. I would call them werewolves, but I guess they're gnolls. Having this fight here. Travis is super excited, and it's just a badass fight. Like I'm excited to see where we go from here, and this is gonna be dope, man. This is gonna be dope. If we get to see a little bit more cool things like what Bo did, I'm all for it. So, anyways, leave your thoughts. If anything flew over my head, you tell me, you let me know. But other than that, you know, as always, man, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching, and have a good morning, afternoon, or night. Stay safe, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace.